Is the day trip from Rhodes to Symi really worth it, or is it just one of those places that looks better on Instagram? This is one of the most popular excursions you can do from Rhodes, but the experience can be very different depending on how you do it.
Hi, I'm Chrisoula, a local here in Greece, and in this video I'm going to take you with me on a day trip from Rhodes to Symi to show you exactly what to expect from the boat journey to how much time you will get on the island.
And by the end, you will know if this is something you should include in your trip or skip. And if you're interested in doing the same tour, I'll leave a link to the exact one I took in the description below. So this tour leaves from Mandraki port in Rhodes town at 11 AM, but you should definitely be there around 30 minutes earlier for boarding. Now, when booking, there are actually a few different options you can choose from. You can either go directly to Mandraki port yourself or book the option that includes transfers from areas like Faliraki, Ixia, Kremasti and Kolibia. There is also another option where you can board the boat from several stops along Faliraki beach, which can be really convenient depending on where you're staying. So when booking, make sure you choose the option that works best for your location. Now, the journey to Symi takes around 1 hour, depending on the weather and sea conditions. And because this is a high-speed boat, the trip feels much quicker compared to some of the slower excursion boats you will also see around Rhodes. All the seating is outdoors, and you can either choose to sit in the sun or in the shaded areas, depending on what you prefer. One thing to know though is that because the boat moves quite fast, it can feel a bit chilly in the morning. But if you need a jacket, the staff can provide you with one during the journey. And honestly, having the entire trip outdoors with open sea views the whole way makes the boat ride feel like part of the experience itself. Once you arrive in Symi, you will have around 3 hours of free time to explore the island at your own pace. And honestly, the arrival itself is one of the highlights of the entire trip. As the boat enters the harbor, you start seeing all the colorful neoclassical houses built on the hillsides, the turquoise water, the fishing boats and the little churches scattered around the town. It really does look almost unreal in person. Most people spend their time around Yalos, which is the harbor area, and there is actually plenty to do here without rushing. You can wander through the small streets around the port, browse the local shops, stop for a coffee by the waterfront, or simply enjoy walking around and taking in the atmosphere. And if you're planning to have lunch here, this is honestly a great place for it. Symi is especially known for its tiny local shrimps, which are usually served fried and eaten as a whole. And there are lots of seafood tavernas right along the harbor where you can sit by the water and enjoy the view. Now, if you want to explore a bit more beyond the waterfront area, one option is to walk up the famous Kalistrata stairs towards Chorio, the upper part of the town. The views from up there are beautiful, especially looking back over the harbor and all the pastel-colored houses. But one thing to know is that especially during the summer months, the climb can feel quite intense because of the heat and the number of steps. So honestly, I think Symi is best enjoyed at a slower pace. It's not really a place where you need a strict plan or a long checklist of sites. The experience here is more about enjoying the scenery, the atmosphere, the food, and the overall feeling of the island. After around 3 hours in Symi, you will head back to the boat and begin the return journey towards Rhodes. And then, within about 20 minutes, the boat arrives at St. George's Bay for the swimming stop. This is a small bay surrounded by dramatic cliffs, and honestly, the color of the water here is unbelievable. It's that bright turquoise, crystal clear water you imagine when you think of Greece. And because the bay is only accessible by boat, it feels much quieter and more virgin compared to many beaches around Rhodes. You will have around 30 minutes here to swim, relax in the water, or simply stay on the boat and enjoy the scenery. The staff also provides swimming aid noodles during the stop, which can be nice if you want to float in the water and enjoy the surroundings. And honestly, this swimming stop ends up being one of the highlights of the day for a lot of people. One thing to note though is that in late September and October, the swim stop usually takes place on the outward journey instead, mainly to ensure the best lighting and sea colors during the stop. After the swimming stop, you will continue the journey back toward Rhodes, and within around 1 hour, you will arrive back to Mandraki Harbour. And honestly, one thing I liked about this tour in terms of logistics is that it feels very easy and relaxed. You get enough time to experience Symi without feeling too rushed. The boat journey itself is comfortable and the swimming stop adds something extra to the whole experience, instead of just being transportation from one island to another. I also thought the staff were great throughout the day. Everyone was very friendly and helpful, and during the swimming stop, they were even helping people to take photos in the water, which was a really nice touch. Now, would I say this trip is overrated? Definitely not. I do think Symi is genuinely beautiful, and the combination of the harbour, the boat ride and the swimming stop makes this feel like a complete day trip from Rhodes. And one thing I personally liked is that the whole experience feels very easy. You're not dealing with ferry schedules, complicated logistics, or trying to organize everything yourself. Once you're on the boat, the day feels very relaxed and straightforward. That said, if you're someone who prefers very active excursions with lots of sightseeing and attractions, this trip might feel a bit slow-paced. But if you enjoy scenic places, good food, swimming, and a more relaxed island atmosphere, then I do think this is absolutely worth doing while you're in Rhodes. And if you're interested in doing the same tour, I'll leave a link to the exact one I took in the description below.
It's 5 o'clock and we are back at Rhodes port. It was a fantastic day at Symi and I totally recommend this tour. So I hope you enjoyed my video and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Greece travel tips. Thanks for watching. Bye!